And this is the DEI Alliance Spotlight presented by Rising Coaches, the largest coaching tree in basketball. For just $8 a month using promo code MAY2023, you can become a member of Rising Coaches and lock in for more relationships, development, and opportunities at risingcoaches.com. My name is Aaron Proctor, and I'm Director of Men's Basketball Operations at Lamar University. I'm your host for this episode of the Be Ready Family Spotlight, and today's guest is none other than Anthony White, assistant coach for Charleston Southern men's basketball. Anthony, welcome to the show, my man.
What's going on, Proc? How you doing?
I'm good, man. It's good to see you, man. I've seen a little bit more of you than I care to, but you know, you're my dog. So you're our first guest on the Be Ready Family Spotlight, man. So
honor, bro.
Appreciate you taking the time. I guess go ahead and just give us a little bit of your background of your coaching journey and you know how you got to this point in your career.
Okay, yeah. So I grew up in Indianapolis, Indiana. I went to the Pike High School. If y'all don't know about it, just Google it. I wasn't highly recruited out of high school, so I ended up going junior college, Lakeland College, in Illinois. There and earned the honors of first team all region, all conference, all that, and ended up getting a scholarship to Mercer University, where I spent my last 2 years of college. My senior year, me and my team, we got our little 15 minutes of fame when we beat Duke in the first round of the tournament. And you know, if you remember the Nene, my teammate hit the Nene right directly after the game and kind of overshadowed me doing the Dave Chappelle robot behind my coach during his interview. But
in an elite Hall of Fame Nene, might I add.
Oh, for sure. And it went on. It's funny. Me being from Indianapolis, like I grew up watching Reggie Miller, and he's the one who did our game. So while he was when he started the Nene, I had to go over there and shake Reggie's hand just because I call him Uncle Reggie because like that's my guy. He knows me, but you know. So like I caught the end of it, but like at the beginning, you know, I had to go say what's up to my dude. But yeah, like I said, that was my senior year. When I graduated, I went and played pro in Australia. And then when I came back, I always knew that I wanted to coach, but I just didn't know where to start. Like nobody in my family, like I wanted to be a college coach, and nobody in my family had taken that route. So I just had to kind of find my way on how to get to that. So I started young. I started with middle school basketball. I coached that for 3 years, as well as just doing individual training and doing an AAU girls basketball team. So I got my first opportunity at Earlham College in 2018. It's a Division III school in Indiana. I was there for 2 years, and then COVID hit. When COVID hit, it knocked out all the full-time jobs there. So, you know, I was sitting for a while, although during COVID, everybody was. But that's if you're a part of the group, you know, that's when Be Ready started. During COVID, having those Zooms 3 times a week. I don't remember who was the first person that told me about the Zooms, but I thank God that they did, because that group, it kind of helped me gain the mentors in this profession, helped me gain friends like you, Proc, and networking around the country. It was really awesome for me and my professional development. And then right after that next season, I got a job at Ferrum College in Virginia. I was there for a year. Then I got a call about an opening at Charleston Southern. I got the interview for it and got the job. I've been here for 2 years, going on to my third. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for obviously God placing me here and taking me to the Be Ready calls and helping me grow as a professional and a person.
Well, you have a really interesting story in that, you know, you were a really good player at the college level. You had an unbelievable moment, and then you played professionally, and then your start, you know, typically, you know, you would think, okay, I played at this level, I've been a pro. Now, you know, I'm going to start at this particular level, almost kind of like you could pick and choose where you were going to start. And, you know, that happens for some, not most. And so, you know, talk about what that experience was like, kind of having to adjust your outlook and trying to figure out, you know, how you're going to navigate it without that kind of network to start off.
Yeah. So, you know, I think a lot there's a lot of stories where guys come back and they go into being a graduate assistant. Um, Now, did I want to get my master's, and did I have an issue with going that route? No, I didn't. I didn't have an issue with that. I know that I knew that I needed to get my master's. But there's a reason for everything, and I think at the end of the day, when I got back, I just know I wanted to be in coaching, so I didn't want to have to wait a year to hopefully get a grad assistant spot and then build up from there. And I wanted to start immediately. It's funny because my sister was the cheerleading coach at this middle school, and they needed a coach, and she told me about it, and I'm like, why not? You know what I'm saying? And I just went for it, and I'm blessed to have had that opportunity, because it teaches you, first of all, it teaches you patience because you're dealing with young kids. And then it also teaches you, like, I got frustrated to start because the terminology and the way I've played and the game of basketball as I knew it, they didn't know. They didn't understand.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was an everyday battle where it's like, this is what you need to do. You need to jump stop. What's a front pivot? What's a reverse pivot? You know what I'm saying? Shot fake. How do you jab and not travel? Just little stuff like that. How do you go and make a layup? You know what I'm saying? Having to start there kind of gave me a good base of what I needed to do as a coach. Because as a player, I know I was taught that way, but it had been years since. And, as a player, I'm just like, okay, I do advanced things, do advanced moves, this, that, the rule changes, all of it. And then starting at that middle school level is like, you got to start somewhere. Like, as a coach, as a player, you have to start somewhere. And them helping me focus on fundamentals every single day helped me gain a base of how I wanted to coach and what I needed to do to get guys and girls to be consistent.
Did you kind of feel like you were learning along with them in terms
Absolutely.
of just the process of it all and what you kind of like developing your style and your voice as a leader?
Absolutely. Because, it's crazy how much you can learn from somebody that's so young. You know what I mean? You'll see, like, if you get on social media, you'll see a lot of parents nowadays saying, um, it surprises me how much my daughter or son has taught me about this, that, and the third. And that's kind of how I felt with basketball. I think as a player, when you play for so long, you know exactly what you want to do and how you're going to make it and how you're going to be successful. But as a new coach, you think until you get into that position where you have to put it into play and you have to teach somebody how to do a certain thing. And it's like, you can't skip steps. You have to tell them exactly what you want them to do, how you want them to do it. And then once they get comfortable with it, build off of that. And coaching middle school definitely helped me with that.
How I think that's a great kind of segue into Be Ready and kind of like your introduction to Be Ready and how that has helped inform your experience now as you navigate, the business and becoming a Division I assistant. And, I'm assuming that, you want to be a head coach at some point. But kind of talk about how Be Ready has uh, some of the things that you've taken away from it, and then like maybe talk about what's something that you could have maybe uh, told your younger self, from some of the nuggets that you've learned, from this experience.
Yeah. So the thing about Be Ready is yes, it was a professional platform. It was somewhere to network, but it also taught you more than just basketball. It taught you life. Like, we had conversations from how do you recruit? What do you do during timeouts? What kind of defense would you run? What kind of offense would you run? It taught you about relationships and how and what kind of person, as a coach, what kind of partner you needed to be successful in the industry. And that I'm eternally grateful for, because you hear a lot of information from possibly people outside of your specific profession, but to hear it from older coaches and guys who are now my mentors, To hear it from them and understand that, oh, they've been married for 25 years and have been coaching here and also coached here. It's a process and it takes sacrifice. Just hearing that from them and understanding that's where I want to be and that's what I want to do. I needed that. I personally needed that. Like my parents, they've been together for, I don't even know how, 30 years, and but neither one of them are college coaches. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's a difference. It's a difference. So learning that, that's one lesson that I really took away. Outside of all the basketball stuff, is relationship, and this is what a successful relationship looks like. And I had a lot of people to look up to, and you're one of them. Like there's a lot of people that were on that call that have been married for a number of years, and you know what I'm saying. If that's what you want to do, you might as well look at the people who have done it. And then when I talk to my younger self, I would honestly just tell myself to keep going. Um, when COVID hit, it was a blow. It was a blow. Like I didn't know where to go. I didn't know where to turn. God led me to be ready. Um, but as a young guy, and even now, I'm my own toughest critic, and it's tough for me to just say, okay, what's next? Like at first, it's like, no, I got to get to the next thing, got to get to the next thing, and guys like, no, slow down. You need this to learn so that you can be successful at your next thing. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
um, that's what I would tell myself: is just relax, be patient. God has something for you, and what's for you is for you. Nobody can take it, and that sounds cliche, but it's truthful. Like I don't know where other people are at in their lives, but when you get to the point where what is for you, you understand why people say that, and basically that's what I would tell myself, is just to relax and continue to work on yourself, but don't stop. Just continue to keep going.
I think those are two great points, especially about like family and your personal life and how everything is related, everything is relational. Especially in our business, obviously it's a results oriented business, but uh, it you really can't get anywhere without having good relationships. And I remember just kind of coming up, and I had a teacher when I first started teaching. She told me that if I wanted to coach or if I wanted to be successful in what I was doing, uh, someone in the medical field, another teacher, another coach, those are the only people that really can kind of understand the demands on your time,
Yeah.
because they have those kind of same demands in their occupations as well. And so uh, before I had always heard that coaches, they want somebody who's young and single so that they can go home to their families,
Yeah.
right? And with Be Ready, you see so many different types of people with so many different relationships, so many different backgrounds. There's so many different ways to skin a cat. It you can do it all. And so there's not one way to do it. And that being able to be informed that way, and obviously during the pandemic when it was such a uncertain time,
Yeah.
uh, not just professionally but personally for a lot of people.
Mhm.
For me, just like so many other people that were part of the group or that were tuning into the Zooms, like it was something I looked forward to every Wednesday, every Sunday. When the Jordan documentary was on, and we was all putting on our Jordans and all that. Like that was a great level of camaraderie and brotherhood that I think is extended up until this point. So, I think those are all great things that you mentioned, just about being patient and running your race, and uh,
Absolutely.
just following. All our steps are ordered. So, that's obviously a as much as we joke around and kind of give each other some mess, man. I think that's really important to see that you have that and you model that, and for your guys especially. Like we were talking about fundamentals earlier, like just about how the basic things, mastery of the basics, can really kind of help propel you, right?
Sure. For sure.
Well, man, I appreciate you taking the time, man. You've been awesome. You are our first guest, and
I'm ready.
so you didn't mess up that badly. So
Hey,
it is what it is. But
I'll take it. Hey, listen, but if you mess up, it's not a failure, man. It's just a lesson. That's good. It's all good. But you know me,
Yo,
I'm a smooth talker. I'm not gonna mess up too much.
that's a whole nother topic. I think you could ask 20 different people that question if that's real, and that's something that they follow, and you get some different answers. So
Probably not.
Giannis gets a pass, huh?
Yeah,
But,
for sure.
look, man, again, appreciate you taking the time out, and good luck moving forward, and we can't wait to see where you're headed, and we know that big things are coming, down the pipe for you.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. And this is just a reminder. Again, for at least $8 or for $8 a month using promo code May 2023, you can become a member of Rising Coaches, the largest basketball coaching tree, and lock in for more relationships, development, and opportunities at risingcoaches.com. Thank you for joining me. I'm Aaron Proctor for this Be Ready Family Spotlight. See you on the next one.